Hey guys, it's Vernie here. Another Tuesday, another Vault video. This is War Within Season 2, Week 12. And we did a bunch of alt stuff last week just because we're trying to prepare an alt for Raging Times raid. I don't know if we're going to be doing a dedicated alt raid, but I know we have been doing alt stuff. I'm not officially on their roster yet, but I'm going to be added here in the next few weeks. Oh, no way my WoW crashes, right? No way it crashes here. Mid YouTube video. Oh, brief. Very brief interruption. Anyway, yeah. They have a huge roster right now. The GM has confirmed that he really wants me on the roster as a healer. He's going to be trialing some of the ones he's considering cutting. So basically, he's like, as long as you are cool to chill, I'll probably just not have you trial. That's fine. I mean, I know I can come back and make a difference on the team. So we'll be doing a lot of alt stuff, trying to get our alts good to go. We don't have like an alt priest or alt evoker player, so I think those are the two I'm most likely to gear. Maybe the monk as well. The monk is 670. Anyway, Paladin, what are we setting at for holy? 681. I mean, we need a mythic pick-me-up. And the mythic neck from Cinderbrew. It's kind of it. We have 2 raid slots, so we'll open his healer, obviously. Trying to get that trinket. And we have 2 dungeon slots as well, so 4 chances at something. If not, we do have a dinar still saved up. Oh, very interesting. Okay, test pilots go pack. Oh man, it's kind of interesting. It's got BIS stats for us, but we already have a crafted cape. Eye of Kazan, also super interesting. I think Eye of Kazan is probably the pickup. Hero shoulders with avoidance. We have myth shoulders. Myth gloves. Not great stats. Would be good for red, but not really for holy. And a crit verse neck, which is not good stats at all. We don't need a socket. I mean, I think we just take the Eye of Kazan. That's one less thing we have to dinar, right? And that'll mean that we can dinar a pick-me-up, the Galliwick shield, and I don't know, I guess the neck. I guess we could do the neck. No, because we're going to craft the neck this week. I mean, let's just take the Eye of Kazan. I don't know. And it could be something interesting looking forward to next tier when the fights are longer, you know, when you're still fresh and undergeared. So I think we take the Eye of Kazan. Super interesting. I'm really glad we picked that up. Unfortunately, none of our other characters have really killed any mythic bosses, so they don't have like a big loot table to dinar. That's kind of why I'm hoping that Raging Time decides to do a bigger alt run and clear more bosses. Like, I would love to have One-Armed Bandit or even Mugsy cleared on alt, because then I could dinar a Mugs Moxie Jug, a House of Cards, a Best in Slot. Those really high-ticket items, they're just, for the majority of the raid, except for healers, they're, you know, One-Armed Bandit and beyond. Druid, we just did 1 key, so we're just going to have 1 myth slot from dungeons. Pretty much anything that's not Helm. We want a tier piece that's not Helm. I guess we'll open as Bear. We could take an Aju weapon. We don't need a Boomkin one, really. Oh, no! Sigil of Algari Concordance. Well, that's a bad trinket. Dog shit trinket. Do we take 2 tokens? We don't have any tokens right now. We do still need 2 sockets. And there's no way I take this for a crest discount. Yeah, we're just going to take 2 tokens. That's disgusting. I think that might be the worst trinket in the dungeon pool. It is flexible. You can wear it on like any character, any specialization, but it's not good. It used to be okay for healers, but then they nerfed it. I think for healers, it actually gave the group, like, I don't know if it was secondary or primary stats, but healers had good uptime on the trinket. So as, like, a supporting role trinket, it was pretty good, but they nerfed that, like, a month or 2 ago. Not worth taking at all anymore. It is dog. Alright, Monk, 669. Nice. Shoulders, helm, gloves would be the biggest pieces. We have a Blaziken wax. I guess Signet would also be decent. And we're keeping this embellishment, so I don't think we need to swap Mistweaver. I guess we just leave it as Brewmaster? I don't know. I mean, if we got the tank trinket, whatever. Sure, I guess. Okay, not that tank trinket. When I said the tank trinket, I meant the Priory one, not the Mechagon one. Okay, well, we're taking tokens for sure. That one is not good. Zero chance we take that. Our trinkets are actually pretty solid. Hero Reverb Radio, Myth Blaziken Wax. And then I think we have, what, Heroic House of Cards. We have a Mythic Bruturializer, which we hate. We're not using that. So our trinket setup is actually decent. It's not the worst. Anyway, on to the Shaman. Again, a single key. I am enjoying Resto Shaman, but with my recent efforts to gear my potential split alt characters for next tier, I think Shaman is low on the priority list. Unless I was randomly asked to DPS. I think if I had to DPS on any healer, Shaman is a good candidate. I'm pretty familiar with Ellie, or I used to be pretty good at it. We haven't played it much this season, but I think we could be serviceable. Again, one myth key slot. Looking at shoulders or helm, kind of. Last week we got a mythic priory, or Signet of the Priory with avoidance, which was nice. Mythic Blaziken Wax would also be really solid. I don't know, is there a crit verse ring from Dungeons? I don't actually know. I feel like there isn't. Or am I just speaking out my ass here? That's Verse Mastery, Crit Mastery, Haste Mastery, nothing. That's what? Crit Haste, Crit Mastery, Verse Mastery? Yeah. There just isn't a verse ring from Dungeons. Mastery Crit. Haste Verse. Yeah, okay, so we would actually need to craft a ring if we cared about our BIS stats for Resto. Anyway, let's go ahead and open it. Looking for shoulders, helm. Well, speaking of... Okay, Mastery Crit. Do we have tokens? We don't. We do have a socket waiting, but none of these are myth pieces. I'll probably craft bracers and then eventually attach a socket to that. But for now, I mean, I guess we take this ring, right? Which, no shot. We already have a 655 of that. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know the stat priority for Ellie and Enhance anymore, but it's a myth ring. We'll take it. There is potential we could use it. It's not very good for Resto, but maybe there's some option to use it as a DPS spec. And 2 tokens doesn't really get me anywhere, so we'll take it. Alright, Priest. Priest is the next big vault. We did, I think, 3 bosses on Mythic. We did like a really scuffed alt run on like the end of the week when no one had any available characters, so it was terrible. We barely eked out kills on all 3 bosses. Like, I think the raid was dead. We had 5 people on each boss kill, but hey, kill's a kill. Scuffed or not. So we have 1 myth raid slot, 2 heroic raid slots, and 3 myth dungeon slots. We did a bunch of keys. Trying to get more used to disc. What are we hoping for? I guess myth chest, myth shoulders, myth gloves would all be solid. From dungeons, I don't really know. Blaziken Wax would be okay. Signet of the Priory would be okay. A crit haste ring would be pretty decent. Do we want to open a shadow? Because we can't get Mr. Pick-Me-Up, at least on Mythic, because we haven't killed that boss yet. We're going to try and sneak this character into a Mythic kill for that. I guess we just open a shadow. See what we can get. Okay. Wait, shoulders. Shoulders. Okay, maybe shoulders. So a myth, Gear Grinder Spear Keys with Avoidance. I don't know anything about this trinket, but I feel like it's not very good. Haste Mastery Bracers. We have myth bracers. Hero Verse Crit Belt. We have a myth belt. Myth Shoulders, which are a direct upgrade. I don't know if we have a Catalyst Charge. We'll have to check. Verse Mastery is not amazing. I think we have a Mastery Verse Helm. So much mastery. Okay. Crit mastery avoidance cape, but we just crafted a cape with our embellish, which we're keeping. And a myth bad meme weapon. I mean, we have to take the shoulders, right? I guess we do need sockets eventually, but we're just taking the shoulders as a direct upgrade. And we may or may not catalyze them. I don't even know if we have a charge. Let's go see real quick before we do our evoker. Our evoker's not going to have an exciting vault. Doesn't matter. So yeah, this week we'll be spending a lot of time just getting this character ready for any alt shenanigans. Okay, we do have one catalyst charge. We can use it on our myth helm, or we can use it on the shoulders. So the helm goes from mastery verse to haste verse, which is decent. And the shoulders go from verse mastery to mastery haste. I mean, I think I'd rather have the haste verse helm, so I think we just do the helm. It's less good for Holy and Raid, but meh. We're doing mostly dungeons, so I think haste verse is probably it. And then here we'll just verse mastery that. Oh god, they need to be transmogged. 666.31, not terrible. And we do have enough to upgrade it. Do we just send all the upgrades? We probably do, right? And we're going to go ahead and upgrade our hero shoulders just for the appearance. I mean, yeah, we do shoulders over bracers. 667.69. Not bad. We'll break 670 this week for sure. Okay, last character. Let's go ahead and get on with it. The Evoker. We did 4 or 5 keys, I think. Did a couple Rune Crest keys just to craft some like really basic shit. We were wearing like a 619 neck and 630 shoulders, so we got an upgrade for the shoulders. We crafted a crit haste neck at 658. I think the only thing we're missing is a weapon. We do have 1 myth slot. We'll have 1 hero dungeon slot, so 2 total. See what we can pull from it. 654, still lagging behind. Our trinkets are absolutely awful. We really need to replace our trinkets, so I think we'll have to farm some Priory this week. And then we need to craft new bracers and a new weapon if we don't get one from the vault. So really what we're hoping for is a weapon. And I guess failing that, I wouldn't be upset with tier. Our ring's not great either. If we get a crit haste ring, I wouldn't be upset. Okay, well that's not it. Mastery verse ring. The exact same ring we're wearing. Or hero crit haste legs, which we're wearing champion. So it's not a direct upgrade until we have like unlimited gilded crest to spend. Or 4 tokens, which we don't have enough for a socket. I mean, I think we just take the ring. The ring is not amazing. We really want haste, but we're already wearing it. So until we can get a crit haste ring, which I think is from Theater of Pain, or we craft one, this will have to do. So not great, especially considering how many duds we have on this character. The fact that we can't hit a fucking slot. We've done, what, 4 or 5 10s, and I think we have like 2 pieces we've equipped. So not good. But anyway, that's going to be it from me. Feel free to come check me out, twitch.tv/Veronyx, VERONYX. We'll be streaming a couple times this week. Mostly be doing alt content, I would assume. I don't think I'll be in for the raid, but maybe we'll do a surprise raid stream. Anyway, hope you guys had some good vaults, and we'll see you next time. Peace.